Well, might as well start the stream. And doing so, I think it's a good idea to find something to post. Okay. Continuous random variables. Let's start with those. I mean, somebody commented that they wanted actuary problems for a post, but I don't really know many. I've got this exam P set of problems. What's 30.6? Well, my handwriting is abysmal, so let's try and do it. Okay. It takes a person standing in line at a post office to reach could be written a little nicer. The counter is described it's probably not enough room. By the continuous probability. Oops. Probabit. Probability function. F of x is equal to kx e to the minus x, where x is greater than 0 and 0 otherwise. Where k is a constant. Determine the value of k. Okay. Maybe I'll do B part as no, I won't leave B to the viewer. I'll just do it. Think I got enough room? Yeah, probably. Okay. 1 is equal to the value of k times the whole integral from 0 to infinity. X e to the minus x dx. We're going to use our handy dandy integrals. Well, looks like Raj has got to do legs, so he won't be on today. Okay, handy dandy integrals. So the integral use u dv equals uv minus the integral of v du. Let's see, I'll write it over here. So what does u equals? U equals x, du equals dx, dv equals e to the minus x, dx implies that v is equal to minus e to the minus x. So then 1 equals k times minus x e to the minus x. Evaluate it from 0 to infinity minus the integral of, I should probably write a minus e to the minus x dx. There, that looks a little better. Also evaluate it from 0 to infinity how does that look? The only problem with doing handwritten posts is you're never like quite satisfied with the way they look. And I've done hundreds of problems. Use latex. Why would I use what would I use latex for? Honestly, tell me, bud. What would I use latex for? Okay. Use like text formulas. Well, but we want to show things. Did I already show it? I'm gonna keep this way. What do you think I should do for more posts that would be popular on Instagram there, bud? Somebody asked for actuary problems, but all I have is this exam P stuff that I've been doing for a long time, but I don't know if exam P would be like complicated enough problems for these people that want them. Don't know what people want. Nobody knows what people want. That's why they're people. Okay. The only thing is I gotta show this one with the limit. Do I have enough room to show a limit? Probably not. But we'll try. What do you think about having the green screen up? Honestly, it makes it a little more cramped in here, but I think it's a little nicer when I actually have the full screen, you know? You gotta go early today, bud? That's okay. You have a good day. Or good evening, right? Yeah, it's a good day. I'll let you know if I get any new stuff today. Or tonight, I should say. But I appreciate you stopping by. It's great. Thanks, bud. And minus 0 over 1. No, I should just write, no, just 0 times 1. Good. Minus. Okay, I'm gonna shrink this a bit. Yeah, it'll be a little better. A little more shrunken. So how do I want to say this? E to the x is always greater than x as it's continuously approaching infinity. Oh, I could just do, I could show L'Hopital rule. Yeah, let's do L'Hopital rule. Because it's infinity over infinity. That's a fast way to show it. Okay. So, okay. Times 0 minus 0 plus 1 equals k times 1, so implies k equals 1. B. And you know what? I'll leave B for the posters, for the Instagrammers. Longer than a minute to reach the counter. Okay. Let's make sure it looks pretty and that nobody can be all negative about it. Okay. Well, these ends look like they've had that little glitch in them, so we'll have to redo that. You want that T to look a little bit nicer. E needs to look a little bit nicer. Oh, that just looks more ugly, right? Man, it'd be awesome if we had like a good conversation about some things. Doesn't even have to be about math, just like things in general. I'd love to just like have somebody come on, join me in a Discord call, and we talk about, I don't know, their job or what's interesting, and even like a philosophical question, and see if we can have epic conversations. Standing in line at the post office. Okay, let's just double check this. So I wrote that down, now I'm going to see if the answer's right. Okay, the integral from 0 to infinity with a probability function, 0 to infinity would be the entirety of the probability, which would equal 1. So, and we've got the k, which can come out of the integral, so x e to the minus x, using u dv equals uv minus v du, correct? So u to be x, du would be dx. Good. dv would be e to the minus x, then minus e to the minus x. That's good. That's okay, bud. No worries. I'm actually amazed. Fab, you subscribed. You're my first ever subscriber. I've never experienced that before. Thank you so much for that. It was first time ever I've ever experienced that. Oh, John's here. The like-minded. I like that. I think this is a unique thing to do, where we have a stream that is just for helping people do their homework. And that, you know, it's all you have to do is ask. Send in problems and we'll answer, right? There you are. You don't need this. You don't need to share with me.
What do you mean?
I think your camera's on.
So do you want me to hang up and just do the voice one?
Yeah, just do the voice one.
Okay.
Because that way you get my screen much better.
Whoa, what is that?
So I was actually, while you were away, I was making a Instagram post.
Oh, okay.
So I was just double checking to make sure that it was all good. But we can continue your homework.
Alrighty.
Pab, what level are you doing? Oh yeah, John, I'm streaming at the moment.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, so I rewrote the equation to 5n squared plus
Which one are you doing here?
number 4 on the paper.
Oh, okay. Alright, calculus 1, chain rule, nice. Nice. It sounds like you're probably good at it already, though. Not one of those strugglers.
I don't know. I know I struggle. I just don't know in what way though.
Okay. So you've rewritten the equation. So you've got 5n squared. And then what did you write?
Plus 4n plus 15n plus 12.
Okay, that's fine. You can write it that way. That makes no difference.
And then you factor by putting the parentheses.
Okay, so
In that one, there is no common factor except for n.
okay,
So you take the n out, leave the 5n plus 4. And then second factor would be just 1.
well, what are the factors of 15?
Oh, 3, and so you would have 3 on the outside, 5n plus 4.
There you go. Okay, now finish it off.
And then it would be, the factors would be n plus 3 and 5n plus 4.
Perfect.
See, I'm better when I'm like doing it with somebody than if I do it to myself. Like if I do it by myself.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Does it help to talk through it versus to do it in your head?
Yes.
Okay. How can you get it so that you can talk through it in your head?
Well, normally when I'm doing it in class, I usually kind of like talk to myself and do it. But that's when I'm like really confident with the steps.
Okay. So, your study habits, do you do a lot of problems or do you just kind of look over it?
I just kind of like if she was to give us a paper like this, I would just kind of do it, and then once it's done, it's done. I wouldn't even look over it.
Okay. Technically, like being able to do, what is this, 18 problems. If you can start by the 5th problem, if you can start doing them without having to really think about the steps anymore, then you obviously know it. But if you're still on like question 15 and you're still thinking about what step do I have to do, it means you haven't really got the process down yet. Okay? So right now it sounds like you know the steps. Like you've already realized that you have to have the two numbers multiplied together and the add together. You're just having difficulties finding the two numbers.
Yes. That's
Okay.
the only thing I have a problem with, because once I have the numbers, I know what to do.
Okay.
It's just getting to those numbers is the issue.
Then that itself just takes practice and just kind of knowing the numbers, knowing the factors.
Okay.
The only thing is you could start by just factoring out everything from the beginning and then looking at each set of factors. So you start with 60 and you'd be like 2 and 30, and then you would go 60 and you would go 3 and 20, and then 60 and you would go 4 and 15, and you would keep going through until you found the 2 that you can add together to get your 19, right?
Right.
It's the long, like, that is technically the process. It takes time, but as you get more used to it, you can start to think about, oh, I want 4 and 15 right away.
Right.
It's just about how familiar you are with numbers. That's really all it is.
I think the last math I've taken was geometry, and that was the first semester last year. So it's been a while since I've done any math. So that's probably why it's like it's kind of not necessarily new, but it's a like.
It's been enough time for you to get to be no longer used to doing math.
Right.
Yeah. That's North American number system with you. Education is like that. Okay, let's do your next one then.
Alrighty. So as we were talking, I was doing number 5.
Good.
I figured out the factors. The factors are going to be 10 and 2. I rewrote the problem to 2v squared.
Wait. So 10 and 2?
I'm sorry, 10 and 1.
Okay.
Sorry, I was going ahead.
That's okay. Double checking. I'm listening.
So the problem that I have written down is 2v squared plus 10v plus 1v plus 5.
Good.
And then I factored that out, so I have 2v outside of the parentheses.
Good.
V plus 5 in the middle, close paren. Since there was nothing there, I had to put that place value of number 1 outside of the paren, and then kept V plus 5 in the parentheses.
So just to let you know, even if you don't write a 1, it's still assumed that it's there.
Okay.
So on my screen, I just wrote plus and then parentheses.
Okay, because it's assumed.
Yeah, it's just,
okay.
It's always assumed. So you could always say that 5 is the same as 1 times 5. Right? It's always there. Just like you'd always say 5 is the same as 5 over 1. It's always there. It's just always assumed.
Okay. And then I factored everything out. So one of the factors that I got was 2v squared plus 1. And then the second factor is v plus 5.
Okay, wait. You said 2v squared plus 1?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 2v plus 1.
Okay. And then v plus 5. Perfect. You got this. This is easy for you.
I'm normally kind of good at math. And I say kind of like generously. Because sometimes when I get it, I get it. Like once I get it, I'm zooming through it. But when I don't understand something, it takes me a little bit to get to the point where I understand it, and then I'm good. But I think this is, to me, this is kind of easy because the steps aren't really that hard.
No, they shouldn't be.
The steps themselves are pretty self-explanatory. You find the factors, and once you find the factors, you plug them back in for b, and then you factor. But like you said, the only thing I have an issue is finding those 2 factors. But like you said, that comes with time.
Yeah, it does.
So I think other than that, I think I pretty much have it under control.
Okay, let's do the next one then.
Already.
So
So I reworked.
which one?
What's that?
I'm just gonna say, do like the next two. Well, and I'll do something else in the meantime, and then
Okay.
you just let me know when you're done, and then we'll double check.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll do 6 and 7, and then I'll let you know when I'm done.
Cool. Perfect.
Alrighty.
Now, if you want, you could probably just mute me because I might be just talking in stream.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm going to be double checking this post and then we'll post it. So integrals, probability distribution equals to 1k times factors. Left the minus in there, that's good. Good, the minuses cancel out without integral. Evaluation is still good. No dx is missing. And rewriting that is good. Maybe I should say L'Hopital rule. Or is it implied? Zero minus 0 plus 1 equals 1. Yeah, good enough. Probability that a person takes longer than a minute to reach the counter. Okay. Looks good to me. What is this? 30.6. So, Pab, are you still here? I don't actually have a look and see how many viewers I have visually. I just keep it unknown so I don't get anxious. Cool. What, so you're doing the chain roll. How is, your, I think you said it's your first year, right? How is your first year? It's going. Did you do a lot of extra work in high school so that you could have an easier time learning? Not too bad, but not great either. What kind of courses are you taking? Exam P. Yeah. Triangle.
Alrighty.
Neat. Okay. Well, Pab, well, we can do a lot of cool stuff then. Okay, John, you're ready.
Yes.
Damn, Pab, that's a long time to wait. Okay, cool. What do you have?
So for number 6, I got 2n plus 1, and the second factor was n plus 2.
2n plus 1, and you said n plus 2.
Yes.
So, let me ask you this. Have you been asked to make sure that your answers are correct by foiling them back out as practice?
Yes, that is step number 6.
Okay.
Check by foiling or the Punnett square method.
Awesome. Usually you don't have to, but in high school it makes perfect sense to have the practice. So 2n times n would be 2n squared. 2n times 2 would be 4n plus 1n plus 2, 2n squared plus 5n plus 2. Good. Done. Next one.
The next one, I got 7a plus 4 and a plus 7.
A plus 7. 7a times a is 7a squared. 7a times 7 is 49a. 4 times a is 4a. And 4 times 7 is 28. So we got 7a squared plus 53a plus 28. Is that what it is? Yeah, it is, bud.
Yep.
So you've got it down. You just got to do the tedious amount of work to finish the problems.
Yeah. It took me a little longer on number 7 because it was 196, and I was trying to find factors for that.
Yeah, that's a tough one to deal with. But you did notice that 53 was the addition, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, so you said it was 196, right? A times
Yes.
C?
Yes.
Okay, so you need two numbers that multiply together to give you 196. But then you needed those two numbers to add together to give you 53.
Yes.
So you could start by thinking, is it going to be positive? Like, are they both going to be positive, or is one going to be negative, or are they both going to be negative?
Well, they would both be positive since...
Okay. So if they're both positive, it means they have to add together to be 53. So they're going to be like 20 and 33, you know, like in that range, right? So then you can start thinking of numbers that'll give you close to 196. So what's like 13 times 13?
169.
Yeah. So you know that's getting close. So you know you're going to be in those tens range, right?
Right.
So what did you decide to do to find your 196?
Well, the first thing I did, I only have two numbers or four factors in my chart.
Okay, what did you pick?
So for the multiplication, it was the given one, the 28 times 7.
Mm-hmm.
To give me the 196. And then after that, I started looking, and I'm like, okay, well, 28 goes into 196 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started looking. I was like, okay, well, what is divisible by 196? And then I just started going, and then I did 196 divided by 2, gave me a decimal.
So let me ask you this. You know that you have 7 and 28.
Yes.
That gives you 196. How come you didn't just finish your tree from there?
I don't know.
But
because they didn't add up to 53.
that's fine. But the reason why I'm going to show you a little thing as well. So 28 is 2 and 14, right?
Yes.
14 is 2 and 7. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So 196 has to be some kind of combination of these two, right?
Right.
So, what did you end up having as your factors for the 196?
49 and 4.
So, 7 times 7 and 2 times 2. Did you see that?
Yeah. So you just broke it down to the prime numbers.
Yeah.
And then multiplied them all.
Well, and then I started playing with the 2. So I was like, well, 7 times 2 is 14 and 2 times 7 is 14. So is 14 times 14 going to work? No. Okay. What about 7 and 7? 7 and 7 is 49 and 49 and the other is 2 times 2, which is 4. 49 and 4. Well, that works. Or I could have tried 7 times 4, which is 28. 28 times 7. Well, we already know that that doesn't work. So we've already got all our answers.
Okay. Yeah, the way, I don't know. I just, since I couldn't think of big numbers like that and couldn't do them in my head, I did 196 and then I started dividing by 2 and then it gave me a decimal. So I moved on to 196 by 3 and then divided by 4, and that's when I got 49.
196 would have given you 98 when you divide by 2, and then divide by 3, yeah, that wouldn't have worked. Divide by 4 would have worked. The only thing is you can't do that forever because it's really tedious on a test, right?
Right.
But so you could have just started by listing these factors, the 7, 2, 2, and 7, and then realized that 196 is only divisible by these numbers and combinations of these numbers, right?
Right.
So then you would have had an easier time guessing, I guess I should say, on which ones you could divide it by.
So just like narrow your options down.
Yeah, because you said, well, 3 doesn't work, 5 doesn't work, 6 doesn't work, and if you would have typed through on your calculator, you would have taken up a lot of time guessing those, right?
Right.
But if you had already these factors down, and you went, okay, 2 works, but it's not the answer. 7 works, but it's not the answer. What's the next one? Well, 14 works, but it's not the answer. What's the next one?
Right. So I'm working on number 8, and you said once you get 189, you multiply A times C. Break that down.
Yeah, so you've got, 9k squared plus 66k plus 21. And yeah, I should grab a calculator too, because sometimes I'm too lazy to do huge mental math.